Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Hawk Crafts, and I've got a new series that I'm going to be launching for you today, and I'm really excited about it. So, as you might notice, looking around, the first big thing we've got going on here is I'm in an ancient city, and I don't have any gear on, nor do I have anything in my hotbar. This block I'm standing on is the block that I spawned into the world, and it creates a certain challenge. So the premise of this series that we're gonna be creating is trying to find these difficult seeds or these seeds with really bad starting spots and make them playable. And so we've got certain conditions that we're going to try to meet. So that at the end of a season, so each one of these seeds will play as a season, and at the end of the season, we'll be able to look back and say, did we meet the conditions that we set out to meet? So our big condition for this season is making this ancient city livable. So and by the end of the season, we should have villagers in here that are trading, living their normal lives with their beds, their homes, their workstations, all of that. But we'll have some other little goals along the way to help us get to that big goal at the end of the season, because obviously we're nowhere near repopulating this place with villagers right now. So, first thing today is just trying to set up a renewable food source. And there are some ways that you can do that in the ancient city. So we're gonna kind of try to explore those together and see if we can get that done. But first things first, I've got to get down off of this portal, and there's a shrieker right over my shoulder. So we're gonna get to work on figuring out how we get down from here, and hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we got to figure out how we get down from here. So can't jump off that side. There's a shrieker right there, and there's a shrieker here. I don't know if we can break this, or if there's gonna be any sensors that'll set off any other shriekers. I don't see any sensors immediately nearby, and this is just a straight drop. So I think we're probably safe to break this. Okay, we're okay. Still sneaking around. I don't. Oh, diamond. I wish we could just grab that. All right, how are we gonna get down? And there's a little platform here. Maybe if we shimmy down this, not setting off any sensors that I can hear. I might have my volume too low. I might need to turn that up because I don't know if I was hearing any of the sensors as they trigger. There's a shrieker right below us. Okay. So I think we can survive this fall if we just jump off here. But the problem is those two shriekers are going to go off when we hit the ground. So we're going to have to go back up. So we're going to have to get some bloody knuckles here a little bit and knock out one of these blocks so we can jump our way back up on top of this. Because this is not an option going down here. Okay. Let's get to the other end. We can move freely around up here now. Okay, we got a similar platform on this side. Shimmy our way down here and try not to take any fall damage. Don't see any shriekers here. Yep, okay, we're good. No noise. But see, those are going off down there, and I'm not hearing it. I might need to adjust my volume settings. Ambient and environment, I assume those are in. Let's bump that up a little bit. Okay. Oh, immediately we can hear them. Okay, we're good. Night is falling. I've got these underneath me, but I don't see an actual shrieker, so we might be safe to jump down here. We're going to take a lot of damage, but we should survive it. And yeah, I think we've just got to go for it. There's no other way down here. All right. Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. All right. No Shrieker went off. We did take, 7 hearts of fall damage, but now we can start collecting some of this wool. Don't have to worry about Shriekers here. We just jumped who knows how many blocks and did not set one off, so we can harvest this pretty liberally here. We'll collect some of this. So this is the good part about these ancient cities. Obviously, the warden is what you're trying to avoid. The way you avoid the warden is with wool. These ancient cities have plenty of wool in them. So even though we started with nothing, I think I can break these here. It should be pretty safe to break most of those, but even though we don't start with any materials, we can jump down and just immediately start collecting wool that we can use to navigate the city and collect more resources. Now I'm getting a little bit outside the area that I've scouted, so I probably should be a little bit safer with breaking the materials and setting off additional sensors. But we got 15 pieces of wool. We can probably break a few more here. Try to get ones that don't have skull growing on them so we don't set off any noise. And so like I mentioned, the goal of today's episode is really to get ourselves into a spot where we can be self-sustaining as we work through this series. The series is not gonna be a long time. Oh, there's that corner shrieker we were looking at from above. This series is not gonna be a long-term world or a hardcore world. We're not doing anything like that with this. This is just gonna be. I think we can probably block that one off right now, can't we? Collect some more of this wool first. This series is really going to be just about playing these kind of impossible spawn locations and turning them into a playable world. So our kind of completion condition for this world and what we're working towards is getting the world in a place where villagers can live down here and prosper and not have to worry about wardens spawning every time they step out their door. We're going to need to cover that shrieker up before we do anything else because there's tons of sensors around. We're not going to be able to mine any of this wood with that shrieker in play. And that wood is essential to us because that's how we're going to get our first set of tools and make a bed so we can set permanent spawn, which will be important for us moving forward. So let's try to get this shrieker covered up without summoning anything. Put one on top. Now the problem with this one is because there's a sensor right next to it. That sensor being next to it is going to prevent us from putting wool down. I wonder if I break this real quick. No. So even replacing that with wool did not stop the shrieker from making noise, even though I had the wool on every other side of it. So that's one strike on towards the warden. But fortunately, we get one more of those, and then if we set it off after that, we'll have an issue. But we can go ahead and break this now. That was pretty safe. So. ultimately we're going to have to get rid of all of these sensors, all those, all the shriekers, the catalysts, and even all the skulk too. We're going to want to clear that out. Ideally, we could get a hoe with silk touch and start collect so we can collect some of that. But yeah, that's now we can collect this wood, which will allow us to make a bed, and then a wooden pickaxe, which we can then collect that deep slate down there to make some stone tools. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on that, and then we'll get back together once we've gotten that starting equipment made. Okay, so we've gotten some of this cleared out a little bit. We've got all of our stone tools. You can see here we've got our pickaxe, our hoe, our axe. So we're gonna jump inside of this portal. See all the redstone stuff in here. This could be useful later on. But what we're looking for is this there's a room in here. It's right up there. Actually, I see it with the grass. This room with there's some grass blocks here. What we can do is if we take this hoe and break these grass blocks, we might, if we're lucky, get some seeds. And with those seeds, we would be able to have a self-sustaining food source down here. We can keep farming wheat and bread. So see, we can hoe all of this. This can be farmed. If we get a pair of seed, we got a seed, and we set off a shrieker. Okay. That was unexpected. I don't know if my first strike has worn off yet. So we're either at 1 strike or 2, so we're going to have to be careful here for a little bit. But because we have a seed, this is all we need to build our food source now, right? So we just need to get some water, because right now this dirt, you can already see it's already gone back to being untilled. So we need to get some water, and to do that, we need to get a bucket. There's plenty of water in ancient cities, believe it or not. There's lots of flooded or waterlogged sensors. So these redstone lamps that are around this spawn area, this portal, all the redstone lamps have flooded sensors on top of them. So if we are able to find some iron, we can make a little wool pillar up to the top of those redstone lamps, collect the buckets, or collect the water in the bucket, and then we can create our farm. First, though, we're not going to be able to farm that if there is a shrieker on top of us. So we're going to have to find the shrieker and make sure we take care of that so it doesn't cause us any more problems. Should be right up here, I think. If I can make this jump. Here we go. Yep, there it is. So that shrieker is a problem. And actually, if I'm remembering correctly, I think there were 2 over here, right? So we gotta block off this one or destroy this one. We can destroy it if we don't think there's another one that's gonna trigger, but I think there was a second one on this corner somewhere. I'm going to be very careful about this because I'm not sure if my strikes have reset, so I might be on 2 strikes right now. And summoning a warden is not something I'm going to do right now. Well, I did not think I was making any noise. I don't hear anything. So I think my first strike had reset. So, okay, so now we are for sure on 2 strikes. So there is no question. We're on 2 strikes now. The next strike will summon a warden if we do it within the next 10 minutes or so. So we're going to have to be extra careful that we do not make any noise, because we are not in a position to survive if we summon a warden. So let's sneak around here. Let's just look around, see if we can find any more shriekers that are going to cause us problems around this spawn area. Because this spawn area we're going to want to use as kind of our home base. And if we can make sure we don't have any more danger around us, catalyst we're not worried about. Another sensor there. I think it's just that one shrieker down on the corner. Yeah, that's the one down on the corner that we were looking at before. Look at all those sensors in between us, though. There always could be something up on the frame of the portal itself, but I think we've just got to find a way to take out that shrieker. So let's work our way back over to that. Try to be careful that we do not make any noise. And we're going to try to disable this. Okay. We're good. I can break this now too. And I'm hopeful. There's a catalyst in the wall. I'm hopeful that was the last thing that was gonna cause us any troubles to farm that area underneath the portal. I'm a little worried that as I keep moving down this, I'm gonna accidentally trigger another shrieker I'm not aware of. So maybe we stop here with collecting those for now, and we start to see if we can make our progress towards making our buckets so we can collect some water and get our food source. Still on 3.5 hearts from when I had to jump off the top of that portal to get down here, so food would be really handy to have. So we'll collect up our wool again. We're gonna need it, and then we're gonna try to explore the city without summoning a warden, the most important part. Into the city we go. As I begin to explore this city for a couple of minutes here, I wanted to take a second to thank everybody for watching this video. This is something new for me. I've not done content creation in this way before. I've streamed on Twitch, and I've always really enjoyed that. But as far as like turning that content into an actual digestible piece of media for somebody to sit down and watch and enjoy in one sitting, I've never really dove into that before. So as we head into this new year, this is one of the things I want to do more of, is make content like this and find ways to deliver digestible pieces of media to people that they can enjoy in their free time, and hopefully spark some kind of fun and enjoyment in their day. So as I kind of embark on this venture, the video editing will get better, and I'll become better at making these videos and doing narration and dialogue as I go through. And I know that's all going to be a learning process. So if you enjoy the video, leave a comment. Let me know that you like it. If you like the theme of the video, the idea of doing this kind of escape series or whatever type of different challenge series that I can come up with. I want to do things that people don't necessarily think about when they see Minecraft, and go beyond just the build series. And we'll do some build series, I'm sure, and we'll get into playing in different worlds and servers and stuff, and you'll get to see some builds and stuff that I have. But I think this is a lot of fun and content that doesn't always necessarily get brought up a lot. But I appreciate everybody for watching. You're watching me here navigate through the ancient city a little bit, but on the other side of this little time lapse, we're gonna start opening some chests and get into some of the loot and treasures of the ancient city, and see what we can get. So appreciate everybody for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, we gotta be careful with these chests. Make sure have them blocked off so they don't trigger any of the sensors. You see how close the sensors are around these, right? So that coal's important. We can put that in the furnace to cook our iron. The rest of this I don't know that I need. I don't really need to carry around shards or music discs or candles. If I leave these in chests now, I can come back and get them later. Books, same thing. So I'll leave those in there for now. We can come back and get those at a different time. Again, there's so many sensors here. Just block off this chest same way. Make sure that there's nothing around it. Why did that happen? I had the wall around the chest. I don't think this is gonna summon a warden, because I think we've been exploring long enough that our strikes have reset. But I am confused as to why that triggered it. I don't even see where the shrieker is. We're gonna have to probably go find that shrieker before we can try to open this. I panicked. I made a mistake. I closed the chest when I heard the shrieker go off. I should have just kept looting it, because then I wouldn't need to open it again. So let's I guess we're gonna have to go find that shrieker and make sure we can disable it before we can open that chest. I assumed that sensor on the ground right back there is the one that communicated to the shrieker. So my best guess is the shrieker is on top of or inside of this stone structure here. So looks like there is a platform there. My best guess is that the shrieker is going to be in there. We need more wool before we can cover it up anyway, though. So yeah, walking around this, I don't see a shrieker anywhere else. So it's got to be up inside of that, based off where the sound came from. So let's get some more wool. We'll collect wool. Be careful. We'll sneak around, make sure we don't trigger anything else. And then from there, we can take this wool back, cover up that shrieker. And then hopefully we can loot the rest of that chest. Okay. If we just pillar up here, should be able to see inside of this. Oh, yep, there it is. Double shrieker. Double shrieker, double sensor. There's a chest there too, so when we block this off, we can get access to that chest and see what it's got inside of it. Do want to point out that the first chest we opened did have an enchanted golden apple in it, so we've got food. I would prefer to not have to use the enchanted golden apple, so we're still on the 3.5 hearts. And hopefully we'll be able to get the iron to get the bucket that we need for our farm to start harvesting some wheat. Need to grab some more wool here. I didn't have enough to do the pillar and to surround a double shrieker. If you do the math, you need a piece of wool on every side and on top, so when you do get to a double shrieker, your sides become too long. So it's 4 on each side, 1 on each end. It puts you at 6, and 1 on top of each, so that's 8. So we need 8 wool plus what we needed to make the pillar in order to get up and actually surround this thing, but we'll collect enough just to have a little extra in hand, because we'll want to surround that chest too and make sure that we can open that. It's nice and easy. Piece of wool on each side, make sure it's completely covered. Good. That side first, and do this one. Okay, should be good now. Can break this. Wool on every side of the chest. I don't see anything else immediately around that's going to cause us problems. So hopefully we can open the chest. Those shriekers, the sensors are being right there. I don't know if they'll cause us any problem or not. I'm hoping not. Okay, we're good. Lots more coal. We got almost a full stack. An infinity book. Love that. Again, we're not going to carry the candles around. Bottle of enchanting. That could be useful. So we'll keep those. More books. And did not trigger the sensors at all. So that's good. We've taken out those shriekers, so they shouldn't cause us any more problems. Let's go ahead and break these. I think we can do that without causing any problems. Sure can. And then we can vacate this area. And that chest now should be as safe to open as any regular chest on the server. There's some iron though, which we definitely need. One piece, I think that's a second piece down there. I can't tell if there's any more. I don't think these have iron specs in them. I'm gonna break them just to be safe, I think. Nope. Nope. No. Okay, so we got 2 pieces of iron out of that, which that's good. We just need 1 more to make a bucket. With the bucket, we can get water and we can start our wheat farm. Let's get back to this chest now. I wonder if it was like, if I'd had that block there, I wonder if it would have not sent the sound out, maybe. A second enchanted golden apple, some more books, potions of regen, soul torches, so we've got some light now, disc fragments. I'm actually going to pull these out and just collect them in this other chest, so they're all in one place. Might as well. They're stackable items. So the books can go in there, the disc fragments can go in there, and then, you know, as we make this a safer environment, we can come back, and once we've got more storage sorted out, we can collect things out of that chest. Soul torches will let me light things up a little bit. I mean, they're not going to... I should be more careful than that. They're not going to light up huge amounts, but at least be able to see a little bit more than what we could before. And oh, there's another chest right there. And the really the priority now is finding the iron. We've gotten in, we've neutralized some areas of this where we don't have to worry about shriekers going off on us anymore. So in order to progress to the rest of what we were hoping to accomplish in this first episode, we just have to find the iron. It's so difficult with the light level being the way it is too. There's no sensors around here, so I can open this. I say that a sensor did trigger when I opened it, but there's no shriekers, so more torches, more coal, some bones. Bones are really good. What the bones let us do is grow our wheat faster, so we don't have to actually wait for the wheat to go all the way through its stages of maturity. We can just bone meal it and then harvest it, and we can duplicate our seeds really quickly that way. Okay, we've gotten all the materials we need, so very successful trip out into the ancient city. So we've got all of our stone here. We can make a furnace. You see there we did get a Swift Sneak 3 book, which is fantastic. Not in a position to use yet, but we can put this coal in this furnace, start smelting this iron down. With that, we'll be able to make a bucket. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Hawk, why are you making a bucket? You have iron. You can make an iron pickaxe, iron sword, any of these things. But the bucket is going to be the most useful for us immediately, especially knowing we don't have an abundance of iron to necessarily collect right away. We can go ahead and get the bucket now, use it to gather water, use lava as a fuel source. There's a lot we could do having a bucket that would not be able to do necessarily immediately if we delayed that process. So the other thing is having, an iron pickaxe or an iron sword doesn't help us much. There's no mobs we're fighting in an ancient city. If a warden spawns, we're going to die, right? So we're not going to fight it with an iron sword. That's not going to make a difference to us. Other mobs don't spawn in an ancient city. So really it's just not useful to have a sword. It's why I didn't make a stone one. But like we talked about, on top of these redstone lamps here, we've got these I forgot to make my bucket, so I have to go back down. And I got so excited that I had the 3 iron I needed, I didn't actually craft the bucket. But on top of these redstone lamps, we have these waterlogged sensors. That's what causes the lamp to light up, like you saw there. But we don't need these lamps to light up, and we can destroy the sensor now. So we've got a bucket of water. So we can bring this down underneath the portal where that redstone room is, and we've cleared out all of the sensors and shriekers that were causing us issues earlier. So we should be able to bring this bucket in here, and we can light this up a little bit too. We got these redstone torches now, and actually I can turn on that redstone lamp room, I bet. And let's get the seeds taken care of first. So let's see if we get any more seeds. No? Okay. So like we talked about, this grass, you can farm it just like any other block. We're going to put our water source underneath this here, I think. And then we still want that lamp on for a light source, so we're going to have to replace that block so the circuit passes through the block, but we can just put a piece of wool on top there. So let's put that wool back. I didn't want to put it inside the water. Don't know why I did that. So I destroyed my source block. So back to get another bucket of water. Good thing there's several lamps out there. Good thing I don't claim to be a professional. Like they can't say that I have made a claim to be a professional and then do something like that. I fully acknowledge that this is amateur hour Minecraft. We'll collect this bucket, destroy this sensor, and then let's go back down there and put our water back in. Okay. I wish I could say that would be the last silly mistake I make, but that's unlikely. So we're gonna have to, if we use our hoe to till this, we can actually get into that space underneath that block and fill it with water. So that's what we'll do. And then we can start to till out this. You see that the ground immediately starts to drink up that water. And we plant our seeds. And then I'm not sure actually if how far this water will reach. Will it reach all the way to the wall? It might. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked how that skulk looked on the side of that redstone lamp. That was kind of a cool texture. Okay, we can bone meal this, and then what we can do, we had one seed, right? Well, quickly grow that up, harvest it, and now we've got 3 seeds. And then we can do the same thing again. Bone meal those. Harvest them. And now we start to get a lot more seeds that we can use for renewable food source as we plant this down here. We've turned 1 into 16. Oh, that corner's still sending out signals, but there's no shrieker, so we're okay. I might need to check the light levels, because everything against that wall is taking more bone meal. I don't know if that's random. Okay, I'm out of bone meal. So this is what I got. Let's harvest those. Plant seeds again. And I still got 10 seeds left over. I don't know if water's reaching that back block. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember what the radius is in a field. But we take this wheat up to our crafting table. And what we can do... I always get lost coming out here. There's the door. Wheat to the crafting table. We got bread. We can eat our bread. And for the first time in over an hour, we can replenish our health. Since we jumped off the top of that portal and down into the ancient city, we can regain that 7 hearts of damage we took immediately at the start of the series. So this is phenomenal progress. If you had told me when I first started with this idea that I would be able to not only survive in an ancient city from spawn with nothing, but also then make a renewable food source without dying, without summoning a single warden, I probably would have told you you're crazy. Heard that that sensor go off. I'm gonna try to find it, see if I can destroy it. But also we need to clear all of this out anyway. So if we can get these blocks cleared out, and return this to a habitable situation for our villagers, and that is the deal. That is the goal at the end of all this. Do need a pair of pants eventually that I could put that swift sneak on. That'll make our life much easier, but I also need an anvil, which requires way more iron than I currently have. Don't know where this sensor is. I do like the amount of XP you get for destroying stuff. There it is. Goodbye. Get good amounts of XP for clearing Skulk, which is really nice. if we get to a spot where we have not died and have been able to get to an enchanting setup, which honestly not far away from now if you start to think about it really. We've got all of that lava underneath us, right? And we've got, oh, look at all those sensors. And we've got diamonds in the ground that we've seen. We just have to get a couple more pieces of iron, and we can make an iron pickaxe, get the diamonds out. We can then craft obsidian using our bucket. We can then use the obsidian and a second diamond to make, our enchanting setup. We've got the books we need to do that, and then we can hopefully get some decent gear, which will then make this even easier once you start to get enchanted equipment and everything. So I honestly think the hard part's done now, right? Like, we have a furnace, crafting table, we've got crops, we've got everything we need to be self-sustaining. I'm going to get more light in this room, so that turns on that lamp by breaking that glass. We can destroy this catalyst just to get it out of the way, get more XP, clear out some of the skulk. I do have the tool durability. I'm not sure if it's a data pack or a mod, but I do have that installed, similar to what the Hermitcraft players use. Plant seeds there. That should be, or maybe we can't. Why can't we put seeds there? Is there something happening? Is it the redstone? I wouldn't let us place. No, it still won't let us place. I'm confused. You need to fill this in? Should it need to fill it in? Dirt. There's the hoe on it. See, it won't let us place seeds. Glass. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, we'll have to figure out why that's not letting me place seeds. Put that redstone back, turn that lamp back on, just adds more light to the room. We can put torches down in the rest of these rooms and get them lit up. Even though we don't have to worry about mobs spawning in here. All of these carpets. So these are all carpets down on the floor, which mobs can't spawn on top of. So that is a nice aspect of this room inside the ancient city. We don't have to worry about any mobs spawning in here. Get everything nice and lit up. That was another... I don't know where that sensor's triggering from. Still one more. Looked like the pulse went... Oh, that was a lot more. Nothing triggered there. One. Okay. Okay. We can just go ahead. Let's flip this on. There we go. It's all lit up. The door's open. What a nice area. Put another torch down just in case. So there's obviously still some sensors up there. They're not in range of shriekers though, so we don't have anything to really be worried about. See, these are the wool carpets. Break those. We just keep those down here for now. And yeah, that's everything for this first episode of this new series. Yeah, I think we got everything done that we needed to. All right, everybody. I think that's it for episode 1. So thank you for hanging out with me and watching. I'll fully admit to you, we had some technical difficulties. We lost all of our audio from our initial recording, so I had to go back and put audio over the all the recording that I had, which was a chore. But we got it done, and got a video ready to put out to you, which is very exciting. This is going to be part of a regular series, which I'm really excited about, and I realized I never actually introduced the name of the series. So this is going to be a series that we're calling Seed Locked, which is embracing all of these seeds that really kind of lock you in and make you really struggle in the early game without the resources and equipment and the situation that you need to thrive. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you liked about it, what you want to see us do. And I'm really excited about where this is going in the future. So I appreciate you taking the time watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.